Hey everybody, Angela Carboni coming at you live. I'm so sorry it's so late. I know it's 9 p.m. my time here in Alberta, so it could be 11 or 12 p.m. your time, wherever you guys are from. My other mastermind went a little long tonight. Well, went an hour long, but it was full of good stuff. So I want to get through these questions that you guys asked me as best I can. And then, of course, you know, you can ask me questions live as we go through this. So, hey guys, some of you that have joined, I'm not going to stop and say hi to all of you because I want to dive right into the questions that I was asked here. So one of the questions I was asked is, what are my daily routines? Okay. Now there are like mission critical things that happen inside of your day, inside of your daily routine. Okay. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is go brush my teeth. Okay. Then I come back to my bed and I make my bed. Because there's a saying out there, it's called messy bed, messy head, okay? So even if it just sounds a little thing, you got to, you know, pull the sheets a little tighter and throw the pillows on nicely, make your bed in the morning, okay? Because it actually feels like an achievement once you've done it. It actually feels like you've done something for your day already, which is just simple making your bed, but it feels like you've already achieved something for the day. Then every morning I have a journal that I write down all my goals in. I write them down every morning. Okay. Doesn't take me any more than 5 to 10 minutes to do that. Then I take my turmeric supplement. Then I read a chapter of The Magic. Then I do either 20 minutes of walking on my treadmill or on my bike or on my elliptical. Now this has actually gone way to, because now I'm taking yoga and step classes and I'm doing other things to, for exercise more to lose weight. So that 20 minutes of exercise in the morning doesn't always happen anymore. But on the days that I am not going into the gym, I still do that 20 minutes. And I typically actually do more like 20 to 40 minutes. And I don't have my phone with me on the treadmill or the bike. I am unplugged. Okay. You guys have to learn sometimes to unplug. Okay. Like, it is definitely difficult for your mind to, constantly, you know, if you're the person who's constantly checking your Facebook and constantly checking your ads, and I'm not saying that you don't have to do these things. This is part of your business, but you do have to remember to unplug. Okay. There has to be a specific amount of time in your day where you're not touching your phone. You're not answering messages. You're not doing any of this. Okay. Even if it's 10 minutes, you know, guys, Tony Robbins says, if you can't take 10 minutes for yourself, what the hell is your life worth, right? You know, and I take that 20 to 40 minutes for my exercise because it's important to me. My health is not where I want it to be. I need, you know, we all know if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. I got about 40 pounds left that I need to lose. So I'm taking different steps to achieve that. Then I read for at least 1 hour a day. And I actually may have to up this because I bought so many new books that if I don't start reading, I mentioned it in one of my posts there, if I don't start reading like 3 to 5 hours a day, I'm never going to get through all these books. But you know what? I'd rather have more books, you know, sitting on my nightstand that need to get read than having no books in my house at all. You know what I mean? Because I know, you know, I can pick one up and start reading it. Whether I'm in the bath, if I just feel like laying in bed while I read, I do. If I feel like laying on my couch and reading, I do. You know, now there's starting to get some weather in here. Like there was thunder and some stuff going on just a bit ago. But if it's a nice day, I'll sit outside in my lounger and read. You know, like, you know, if you have a book available, or even if you have a Kindle or you know, like an Amazon Kindle thing, or if you have the Kindle app on your phone, like I have books on my phone that, you know, for sake of argument, if I'm in a car and, now if I'm driving, okay, I have an audio going. This is the other thing you have to do that is a part of your day, is listen to an audio. This could be your favorite podcasts by Gary Vee, Tony Robbins, whoever. There could be audio books, you know, like I'm actually re-listening to Think and Grow Rich while I drive right now. Like over the last week, I think I've gone up to chapter 8 or 9 again. So sometimes you got to get that audio in. And 9 times out of 10, when you're driving, you know, I live in a rural area. So for me to get anywhere, like if I want to go to the grocery store and get bananas, it's going to take me 15 to 18 minutes to get there. So 15, 18 minutes to get there, 15, 18 minutes to get back. That's 30 to 36 minutes. I've done my audio for the day. So you have to learn really how to just maximize, you know, all the time you have in your day, because there's all these little pockets that we think, oh, I can't. Well, when you're in your vehicle, you can listen to anything, right? So, you know, like today, for instance, today was a busy day for me. I've added yoga into my routine now. And so this morning I had to go into town to go to the gym for an 11 a.m. yoga class. And then I had to stop in town and get some groceries. Then I got home. I got to do some work on my business and do some training that I wanted to catch up on. Then I went back into town for 5:30 to go to my step class. Then I drove home. I was just on my mastermind with my other group, and now I'm talking to you. So I had a couple of hours in the car today, and I got through a really good amount of the Think and Grow Rich audiobook. So that's exciting to me, you know? And the other thing, guys, is if you notice, you'll notice that if you're listening to an audio, you're listening to something that gets you happy or that you really want to, you know, learn. If you're in a traffic jam or something, if you're just sitting there listening to the radio, you get pissed off. If you're sitting in a traffic jam and you're listening to an audio that inspires you and motivates you, that traffic jam feels like it's nothing, right? It doesn't even bother you. You're almost happy that, you know, there's an accident ahead, or, well, God forbid that's the truth. But, you know, you're almost happy that you're kind of stuck in traffic for that 10 or 15 minutes or 20 minutes because it just gave you the gift of being able to sit and listen and absorb all of that, right? So audio's in the car all the time, guys, okay? I also do visualization for 30 minutes and meditation for 30 minutes before bed. Now, I do my meditation before bed because I like a guided meditation that actually leads me into sleep. There's a couple of really great apps for this, guys. I use two. There's one called Headspace, and then the other one's called Calm. And they're both free apps. They can give you a guided meditation if you like it. They can just give you the meditation music if that's what you want. There's different meditations. Like I like doing mine to drift me into sleep. So, you know, if that's what you like, great. If you want something, you know, that you do during the day or something like that, or that focuses on something else, you know, like I also have one that I've had for years, and it's called Visiting with Angels, and it's a guided meditation. And you know, my name's Angela, so that means angel in Italian, and I believe that there are angels among us. That's what I believe. So this one, Visiting with Angels, meditation, guided meditation, I've had it for years, and I've never been bored of it. I've listened to it thousands of times, and I still love it. So you might find a guided meditation that you really like, and if you do, stick with it. You don't have to try all these other meditations. Do what works for you guys, okay? Keep it simple, all right? Now, this idea was brought up by Graham, who's going to be speaking at the Las Vegas event. And he was on a webinar a couple of weeks back, and he talked about the concept of never taking a zero, okay? So there are times in our lives where our day doesn't go to plan, right? You get stuck in a traffic jam. Somebody calls and this happens. An emergency situation goes on, whatever, right? You need to do these things in a day. You need to read. You need to do an audio. You need to meditate. You need to visualize. And you need to give gratuity. You need to feel grateful, okay? Those are the 5 things you need to do in the day. So this concept of never taking a zero, if shit goes sideways in your day and you have it's almost time for bed and you're like, oh my God, I didn't read today. Grab a book and read for 5-10 minutes, right? It's still 5-10 minutes more than nothing. So never take a zero, okay? If you got to the end of your day and you're like, God, I didn't sit and visualize. Sit down and visualize for 5 minutes. Okay, this concept of never take a zero, when Graham said that a couple of weeks ago, it was so powerful for me that I was just like, you know, I almost wanted to go, like I got win-win tattooed on my wrist. I almost wanted to go get never take a zero tattooed on this one. Like it's so powerful to me, just those few words. In never take a zero means you'll always get at least 5 minutes of your reading, 5 minutes of your audio, 5 minutes of your gratitude. And for being grateful, guys, you could sit there just for 5 minutes and go, you know what, today I'm grateful for anything. Like what is it you're grateful for? Just think about it for 5 minutes and say thank you in your head. You don't even have to say this out loud. Just say thank you in your head, you know? You know what you're saying to yourself. You know what you're saying in your mind, right? So make sure you do that. Now, the other thing I do first thing in the morning after I've done my exercise and all that, when I actually go step into my office, I open up my computer and the first thing I go to is Microsoft Word, and I type in my gratitude for the day, okay? That I find is very powerful, okay? Because it's centering me for the day. It's giving me what I need to push forward in the day. So let's say I didn't have a very good sleep maybe, and I wake up on the other side of the bed, you know, and I'm grumpy and I'm cranky. The moment I sit down and I type out my gratitude and my gratitude intentions, I suddenly get myself into the proper headspace I need to be in order to attack my day, in order to take on my day and be grateful for my day. Okay. So I don't, you know, I do it on the computer in the morning just because I do. It's easier that way for me. I have so many things to be grateful for that if I had to write them all down, my hand would be killing me. So I type them out. Okay. But writing like pen to paper is a very powerful exercise. So don't think you shouldn't do that. Okay. Because what I do at the end of my day is I have another journal separate from the one I do in the morning. I have another journal where I write down the date and I write down 5 things that I'm grateful for in that day. Okay. So maybe I'm grateful for today I'm grateful for being able to get into yoga and a step class and having a good workout. I'm grateful for my Facebook ads performing well. I'm grateful for the people connecting with me who want to get started in my business. I got a sale today. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I stuck to, I'm trying to eat cleaner today. You know, I'm trying to eat, better, more healthier foods. I had a great day of eating. I did a great day of good, healthy eating, and I'm grateful that I did that. There's 5 things today, right off the top of my head, okay, that I'm grateful for. That's what I'm going to go write down in my journal when I'm done with you guys, okay, when I'm done with this Go Live. So that is it. That is my daily routine, okay? So if that hour of reading, maybe it gets done right after my gratitude in the morning, but maybe I've got calls booked in the morning. So my reading actually comes in the afternoon, right? I'm not saying you have to be set times of exactly when you get shit done. Get it done in your own time, like if you still work, let's say for sake of argument, I don't work a job anymore, right? But if you're still working a job and you have your lunch hour, pull out a book on your lunch hour while you're nibbling down your lunch, right? Just start using these pockets of your time, okay? Because if you actually audited your time and saw where you were spending your time in a day, which I recommend you do, you'll probably notice that there's all these little pockets of time where you could fit in all these daily routines and get them in and never have to take a zero, okay? And what I mean by auditing your time means for, one day, 1 week even, write down every single thing you do for every single minute of that day. Okay. This is the same thing when you're auditing money to try to find money for your ad budget. Like when I actually audited my money, you guys, I did this months ago, but I stopped going. I'm done physiotherapy for my car accident injuries as of I was done in May. Right. And one thing, and I audited my time, I think it was from the end of April to the first 2 weeks of May was when I audited my money. Sorry. And I had this really bad habit because 2 doors down from my physiotherapist is Dairy Queen, right? So when the summer months hit, I had this bad habit of every time I went to physio, I'd stop into Dairy Queen and I'd get a small cone, right? And so physio was 3 times a week. The cone was like $3. So I found out I was dumping I think it was 40 to 60 bucks or some shit on Dairy Queen. And I mean, and that's not helping my health either, right? So I could take that 40 to 60 bucks and put it in my ad budget or pay a bill with it or something, right? So auditing your time, auditing your money, auditing these things, you're going to find, if you audit your money and see where it actually goes, I bet you'll find money you're wasting. If you audit your time and see where your time goes, I'll bet you find time to put all these things in, okay? It's not difficult. I don't want you guys thinking that, you have to do an hour of reading and an hour of audio and an hour of exercise, an hour of gratitude, an hour of visualization, an hour of meditation. Do what you have time for. Do what fits into your life, but try to never take a zero. I'm going to start using that topic I'm going to start using those words like mad because I think they're gold. Okay, so that's my daily routines. Okay, guys. So I'm going to move on now. The next question I got was, how do I scale ads and how much do you realistically spend to get proper results? Okay. When I scale ads, you guys, I do it exactly as we're taught inside of GAZ. I duplicate them and I scale them to a different amount, right? So if I've tested an ad at $5 for that day and it's working well, right? I duplicate it and then I start it at $20 or $50 or $100 or whatever my budget will take. Now, what I want you guys to remember is that, you don't need to spend money on ads necessarily. If your budget is $300 a month, you can do a lot with that $300 a month, but there's so much you can do organically that is very powerful, okay? Like, you guys have seen me, you see me do these go lives, okay? Go lives are not only important for you to do and get used to doing, okay, and get comfortable with, because you guys, we're all putting ourselves out there. We're all putting ourselves out on social media for all the world to see, okay? So, that's what this business takes. So get used to it, right? I'm not saying you have to be the greatest speaker. I'm not saying any of that, you know, but the more you get used to, being out there and putting yourself out there and talking to people and doing these go lives and stuff like that, not only do they solidify you as an authority and as a leader and as a real deal, okay, they normally can bring you a lot of organic traffic, and organic traffic is actually the best stuff. The people who come to you looking for what you have are the people who are committed and want to take advantage of what you have, right? And what you can teach them. So organic is the best. These go lives, you guys, are a gold mine, okay? And they're not difficult to do. You know, I mean, I did a couple earlier this week just about, you know, I did one about lack of ambition because it was something that I was dealing with that day. I was noticing a huge lack of ambition, like, in society. So what did I do? I got on Facebook and I did a go live about it, right? Instead of sitting here by myself going, oh, this is just disgusting. This is sad. I don't understand why there's this huge lack of ambition. I said all of it on a go live, right? I think some of you guys saw that, you know, and if you didn't, all my go lives are on my page. Go back and watch them, you know? So if you're looking for topics for a go live, what are you reading? Right? What audio did you listen today? And what did you take away from that audio? Because then you could jump online and say, you know what, you guys, I was just listening to this audio today. It's by so-and-so, so-and-so, but it taught me this. And I realized that I could implement this into my life and benefit myself in these ways. It doesn't matter, okay? Topics of go lives are whatever it is you want to talk about, you know? There's always people out there that are going to listen, right? And if they can't hear you now, they'll maybe see you on a replay. You know, like, a lot of people watch my replays. I see a lot of comments afterward on my go lives, which is fantastic, right? The other thing that this does is this go live, Facebook algorithms love go lives, okay? Because they're all engagement. They're all people liking, commenting, you know, sending hearts, sending likes, sending, you know, ha-ha-has, whatever. Facebook loves engagement. So the more go lives you do, and the more people that even comment them on while you're live doing it or on replays or whatever, Facebook sees that and they're like, oh, this person is getting a lot of engagement. We want to send this person's video out to more people, right? We want to show this to more people, okay? Because the truth is, with the Facebook algorithm, I think 5 to 10% of your friends will see you pop up, go like live, and the rest of them won't even see it until they happen to be scrolling by and seeing your page. But as you do more go lives, and as Facebook, the algorithm starts to work for you, it starts sending it out to more people on your friends list. Okay. Not to mention the public that are going to see it later. So go lives rock. Post something daily. Okay. You know, whatever it is, guys, like I either do a go live, I do a post, I get some really interesting emails that I like to share. So, you know, I'll copy them out and put them into a post and, you know, share them that way. Like, I mean, it's just the number one thing is be consistent. Okay. When we talk about seasoning your Facebook page, you know, season your personal profile too, right? There's no reason why you can't do both, you know, like, so what I do is I make an Instagram post, I share it to my Facebook page, which is my Facebook profile, then I share it to my fan page. So now I've conquered 3 things. I've done Instagram, I've done my personal page, and I've seasoned my fan page for the day in one swift movement. Okay? So monopolize the technology that's there. Monopolize being able to share your accounts with everything and spread it around, you know? So, you know, okay, so this one, I want to tell you this quick story because I had this fantastic conversation with this gentleman a couple days ago. And then I did an interview with Keala Kanai on the Make Moves Monday call just this past Monday. And I posted it on my page. I don't know if some of you guys have listened to it or not, but I kind of go through a bit of my life story and how I got where I am and what's working for me now. So it's a very good interview with Keala Kanai, who's one of my mentors, who I think does them at AWOL, I think they're doing $1 million to $2 million a month now. So this is a man who's making money, and he wanted to interview me, you know, so I was honored to even be asked. And Keala is one of my a huge mentor to me. So I was grateful to even be on that call, and I did post it for you guys to see. But this gentleman I had a call with the day before ends up calling me, and he was like, you know what, I have to apologize to you. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, honestly, after I got off the phone with you, I thought you were just some hack and some, saleswoman trying to sell me something. But now I've seen your go lives. I listened to this interview with Kiala, and I'm good to go. I'm going to be getting started with you on Monday as soon as I get back to town. Like, okay. So that was one thing, right? That was a go live. That was an interview. That was whatever that I posted. And that made him feel like I was a real person. I was really here to help him. And that's what I'm here to do. And that's what all of you are here to do. And that's what we have to get across to people. Okay. You got to have some emotion in these things. If you don't have any emotion, life is not fun with no emotion, right? Whether you're happy or sad or excited or depressed or whatever's going on, right? Like, add some emotion to what you're saying. Be passionate, And if you're not passionate about what you're doing, guys, go find your passion. Go find your mission. Go find what it is that you want to do. If it's not affiliate marketing, it's not. It's okay, If it's not being an entrepreneur and it's working for somebody else, that's okay. But as long as you're truly passionate about what you do, that's what makes our lives fulfilling, okay, is the passion, okay? Let me see here. I want to see if there's any other questions I got. Yeah, so with scaling ads, you scale ads to your budget, okay? We teach in GAZ, 75% of your ad budget goes to ads that are converting for you, and 25% of it goes to testing new stuff, okay? Now, I know the Vancouver event is coming up here next month, and I know a lot of you want to get to that event. If you haven't already bought tickets, you should. But, if you need to take money out of your ad budget to buy the ticket for the event, then do that, okay? Because events are crucial, If I have to back off my ad budget a little bit next month while I'm in Vancouver, that's what I got to do, right? But I will be in Vancouver. My ticket is bought, my flight is bought, my arrangements, my lodging are booked, everything's set. So, I will be there. But, don't keep thinking to yourself that it's got to be more money in advertising, because it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. If you do a go live, once or twice a week, or if you do it every day, you guys, just a 5-10 quick minute thing, I know I've been on here for 20 minutes or something, I guess now, but you don't have to do what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, if you have 5-10 minutes to jump on Facebook Live, do it. If your makeup's not done, women, so what? How many freaking Facebooks have I done go lives where I'm a look like this? I come home from the gym, on Thursday night, and then I have a mastermind, and then I have this. I got to go shower when I'm done with you guys, like, this is my day. So, and this is who I am. I'm a big tomboy. You know what I mean? I don't put my makeup on every day. And I'm not saying it's bad if you do, but this is who I am. I'm real. I'm real right in front of you right now. Okay. This is all go 110% Angela. I don't fake it. I am who I am. So just be real. That's what people want to see on Facebook. They want to see you be real. They want to see you make mistakes. They want to see you flub your words. They want to see you thinking, they want to see, they just want to see engagement, guys. They want to see that you're there, you're a real person and you're there. Okay. Okay. So the other question I was asked is if I could give more info on, my ratio of people who send me more info to the people I actually get a phone call with. Okay. What percentage of more infos do I end up on a phone call with? And have I ever ran an ad offering a free call? No, I've never ran an ad offering a free call, but I would test that. I could try that and see what that does. I can test that and see what kind of results I get and let you guys know for sure. What I do with free calls is, sometimes what I'll do is, if I'm starting to book calls around Thursday or Friday, and it's coming into the weekend, right? This is a little bit more difficult to do in the summer because a lot of people are taking their weekends and going somewhere, like even if it's a short camping trip for the weekend. But what I will say in my messages, and I'll say, you know what? I'm giving away free phone calls this weekend. So this is your chance to jump on free with me and, learn everything that you need to know about how to get started online. So I'll present it that way when I'm offering the phone call, okay? I don't do it every weekend because I don't need to. I have a lot of, people responding to me and I have a good amount of leads coming in. But sometimes if I feel like hustling, and I want to just spend that whole Saturday and Sunday making calls all day, I'll say, you know what? I'm giving away free calls. This is your once in a lifetime opportunity to get me on the phone and have me teach you exactly how to change your life and, you know, make money, right? So it's an idea. All these things are ideas. This is the creativity of advertising and marketing. Use these, okay? Use them. My more info to call ratio is about 15 to 20%. 15 to 20% of the people, maybe some days a little bit less, but 15 to 20% of the people who send me more info comments, we go all the way through the pre-qualifying and I get them on the phone. Now you guys have to remember that this is the funnel, okay? So if I'm doing a post-engagement ad and it's not sending anybody to the webinar at all, but it's sending people to message me, okay, then I'm the funnel. I send them my initial message, okay, so here's the funnel. This is coming people in the top, right? And the people who come out the bottom are the people who get to a coaching call. So people who come in, they're going to filter out at all these levels of the funnel, right? So that's what happens. So 100% of the people go in and 10 to 15% come out at the bottom. And that's all we're doing. That's all a funnel is for, guys. This is to sort through the people who are really serious with the people who really aren't serious, okay? You're not here to convince anybody of anything, all right? They need to be in it all on their own, okay? But that's a pretty normal, I would say anywhere between 10 and 20% of a response, like of people who you actually get on the phone, okay? Or that's good metrics, okay? Because 100% of the people are going to come in the funnel and about 10 to 15% are going to come out the end that, you know, work as a sale and work on your team and start to develop their own business. So if you're losing people along the way, everybody loses people along the way, guys. I've been losing people along the way the whole time, right? Not every lead is going to take off into a full-blown conversation with me and then a sale into GAZ and then a sale into the products maybe, okay? They're not all going to go that way. So just know that, okay? Julian doesn't have 100% of his people coming into his funnel and 100% coming out at the other end either, okay? Nobody does. Nobody with the greatest funnel out there in the world has 100% going in and 100% coming out, okay? So just know that that's the way funnels work. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to filter out the people who are truly serious with those who are not that serious, okay? I was also asked in a private message if I could give any advice for newbies, you know, like people within their first 90 days or something like that. Honestly, guys, the only thing that is really difficult sometimes when you're a newbie is, number one, believing in yourself, okay? You have to believe in yourself that, you know, that you can do this and that you have been set up with the skills and the training and the leadership and the mentorship and every freaking thing you need to be successful with this, okay? You really just have to believe in yourself because the system works. We know the system works. We work the system. Let the system work for you, okay? Let people come in through your funnel. Go to the webinar if you're not doing calls yet. You know what I mean? Go to the webinar, sign up, go through the coaching call. Everything is set up strategically this way because this is what works, all right? This is the no-brainer side of the 90% automated system. Let the 90% do its work for you, okay? That's how it's supposed to work out. That's how it's supposed to come out, okay? The other thing, the two biggest things I would say to newbies is consistency is key, okay? So I don't know how many hours you guys have to spend on your business every day, but I recommend at least 1 hour per day consistently. And consistently is the key word here, okay? It has to be consistent. It has to be 1 hour every day. That includes Saturday and Sunday, guys, okay? That includes days where you get home and you're exhausted. You have to put in that 1 hour, checking your ads, learning, you know, seasoning your fan page, going through more of your training if you haven't completed it yet. And you know what, guys? There's always training to be done, okay? I always spend at least 30 to 60 minutes of my day on new training, right? There's crap ton of training in the GAZ back office, you know, like straight line persuasion, consultative selling. I mean, there's so much training back there that once you've completed your GAZ initial training and you go through all that and then you go through all your daily methods of operation and you learn how to do, you know, your Facebook ads and blah, 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 then go back into that group and find all the other training, okay? And reading books is part of your training too, guys. Leaders are readers, okay? If you want to lead people, you need to be reading books. And I don't care if it's a book or a Kindle or whatever, but you need to be reading. Okay. And the second most important thing that newbies have to know is persistence. Okay. Success is going to take a little bit of time. Success loves speed, by the way. Okay. Success loves speed, but you have to be patient with yourself when you get started. Persistence is the key. Okay. Persistent people, if you persist over and over and over again, and you will never quit, and you will never quit on yourself, you will eventually win. That just has to be the way it is, because you've been persistent. You've given, and now it's coming back. Okay. Because that's the law of reciprocity, just like I talked to you guys about in the other Go Live, just like the law of attraction, just like these universal laws, the law of reciprocity is there too. What you give, you get back. Okay. So you might be starting out and you might be thinking, oh my God, in my first month or even my second month or even my third month, and I haven't made many sales yet, but I've got some leads. I'm working the system. I'm trying to learn everything I can. You know what, guys? Just don't get overwhelmed with things, but be persistent and be patient with yourself a little bit. You know, people coming into this business, like, I mean, the way GAZ and we have it set up is as easy as we could possibly make it, obviously. But, so for some people, this is like, you know, this is gibberish, you know, like, they don't know anything about Facebook ads. They don't know what a pixel is. And I'm not saying that you have to be very technical to do this business, because you don't. But some of this is really far-fetched for some people who just open a computer and expect it to work. You know what I mean? They don't know what goes on behind the scenes. And I do not consider myself a tech genius at all, guys. I am no tech genius. I just followed the training and implement it. That's all I did. Okay? And since the training is there for you, that's all you have to do, is just follow through and implement it. But if you do get stuck up on some things and some things, you know, give you a question, please utilize the Facebook group. Okay. I tell my team this all the time, because there's over 2,000 people in that group, guys. 2,000 heads are better than one, right? So I don't know who your sponsors are necessarily in this business, but you know what? Throw your questions into the Facebook group first before you even go to your sponsor. I know sometimes your first response would be like, oh, I got to call Angela. She'll know what to do. Right. And I understand that. I am a mentor, and I'm here to answer questions, and that's what I do. Okay. But you really need to start learning how to use your resources that are available to you. Okay. And that Facebook group is a huge resource, guys. Okay, there's people from all different walks of life in that group. There's people in all different areas of their business in that group. There's people in all different levels of technology, like technical skills in that group. So when you ask a question in that group, and the fact that people almost get an answer within 30 seconds to a minute in most situations, that might be quicker for you than it would be to try to get your sponsor on the phone, because your sponsor might be doing calls, or might be with their kids, or might be with their family, and might not be able to take your call right then. You know what I mean? Or answer your question on Facebook Messenger right away. But that group is always there 24/7 live, right? So utilize your resources, okay? This is one of the biggest things that made Henry Ford successful, okay? There's a story in Think and Grow Rich, actually, about Henry Ford. And there was at some point a magazine or a newspaper article or something like that who came out and said that Henry Ford was an uneducated man, because he only had a grade 6 education or something like that. And Henry Ford sued this newspaper for libelous, basically these people were calling him stupid, basically, in this article, because he was uneducated. You know, he didn't have a college degree. Who was he to think he could run this big business like Ford? And who was he to think about making this engine and, you know, all this stuff, right? So he sued the paper for libelous. And then the defense attorneys, the prosecutor actually put him on the stand to ask him all these stupid questions, like, do you know how many soldiers that the British sent into the war in World War II, right? Do you know how many specific centimeters this building stands? Like, it's just bullshit. It's just bullshit information, right? And he came back to the lawyer and he was like, I have a set of buttons on my desk at work that if I ever have a question about certain things, I press that button, I call that person, and they give me the answer I need. So why should I fill my head with useless information that I don't need, that somebody else has for me that I can get from them? Okay? Knowledge isn't power all the time, all right? Actions taken on knowledge known is what's powerful, okay? So this is the same thing. You know what, guys? When I went to college for corrections, I wanted to work inside of a prison. I didn't want to work in community corrections. I wasn't interested in that. There was one course in 2 years that was specific to working inside of a prison. Okay. I had to take an English course. Okay. Which had nothing to do with corrections. You know, your basic English from high school is enough for you to learn how to write a report in correctional services, you know, if ever you needed to. So English was actually a useless course. I had to take sociology, which is basically the explanation or the try to explain why people do what they do. Okay. I don't care essentially, you know, why this inmate committed this crime. I'm not in it for the root cause. I don't need to know his problem. I just need to warehouse him for my shift. So that was useless to me. Okay. So there is so much crap in our education system. It's sad, you guys. You go take a 4-year degree in something and half the classes you take are bullshit and have nothing to do with what you're going to actually go out and do with your degree. Okay. You know, if you're taking, you know, a science degree or something, you're going to have to take English and you're going to have to take, you know, a bunch of other shit that has nothing to do with sciences. All right. And this is almost the stupidest thing I've ever conceived of, where young people, 18, 19, 20, whatever you are, you go to college to find yourself. So you take a Bachelor of Arts degree. Okay. So you basically just spent 4 years going to school, learning useless shit that you will never use in life, just so you can maybe find yourself in something. Like this idea of finding ourselves in our education system is so stupid, you guys. You are never going to find yourself in a controlled classroom with rules. You find yourself by experiencing life. That's how you find yourself. That's how you find out what your true values and beliefs are. You know, which side of right or wrong you want to be on. What motivates you. Okay. And the other thing about our educational system, guys, is 9 times out of 10, we are listening to the wrong people. You know, I did a go live about this months and months ago, but I had a conversation with this one person, it was months ago, and she was taking a business course at the U of A. And she was like, well, our teacher, really recommends that, you know, he thinks affiliate marketing and this online stuff is a bad way to go. And we should all get franchises, you know, some kind of franchise, like a Tim Hortons, a McDonald's, a whatever, right? Because it's a proven strategy. McDonald's and Tim's and some of these, you know, bigger franchises prove that they work. And I was like, okay, well, does your teacher run a franchise? She was like, no. I'm like, well then, okay. So he's teaching you to go out and get a franchise, but he's never owned a franchise himself, never ran a franchise himself, but because he makes $60,000 to $80,000 or $100,000 a year at the U of A teaching you a business course, you're listening to him. Do you guys see how totally stupid that is? Give me some comments here. Let me know that I'm giving you some value. Like, this idea of our educational system is so unbelievably backwards, guys. I don't even know what to tell you, because sadly, this is what people are still telling their kids. The people are still telling their kids, go to college, get a degree, then get a job. And no. And 9 times out of 10, guys, we are listening to the wrong people. Okay. And just because somebody is placed in the front of a classroom doesn't mean they know everything. You know, they have a limited amount of education as well. Right. So, I mean, like, I'm not saying that teaching is bad. I'm just saying that really pay attention to who you're learning from, you know? Like, and we talk about this inside GAZ all the time, you guys. If you want to make 6 figures a month, be mentored by someone who makes 6 figures a month. Listen to them, okay? They've done it. This stupid teacher at the U of A who's telling you all to buy franchises, which will cost you $500,000 to $1 million easy, so good luck saving that up or convincing a bank to give it to you. But that's not reasonable for everybody to go ahead and do that. Not everybody has the ability to go and open a franchise, right? So he's limiting what he thinks you should go out and do. He's limiting the thoughts of every single fucking person in that class. And I'm telling you guys, this pisses me off to no degree, to no end, because this is exactly what's wrong in the world, okay? He has just put those 100,000, I don't know how many students he's got in his class. It could be, you know, it's a university course, so it could be 300-400, I don't know. But he has just made limiting beliefs inside every single one of their heads, saying the best thing you can do is go out and buy a fucking franchise. Don't do anything else. Anything else is too risky. I'm telling you, go do this. So every single person that's in his class now has a limiting belief that the only way they can be successful is with a franchise. That's what he's doing. He is wrecking every single one of his students. That's what he's doing. And it pisses me off. You guys know what I'm like. You know my passion. Okay, so that was it. That was all the questions I was asked to talk about tonight. Do you guys have any live questions for me? Let me go back through this. Let me go back through this scroll and see if I missed any questions here. Let me go right back to the beginning. I know I thought I saw a couple pop in here. Okay. Anna Thompson. Hello, Angela. How do you find referrals for your business? Anna, I run Facebook ads. That's how I get referrals for my business. See who else, if there's any other questions here. Mandy, love audio when driving. Awesome. Justin, I've listened to that a few times driving. Good. Anything you guys are listening to driving is awesome. Justin, so true with the traffic jam. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Angela, I'm here loving that time management stuff. Alan. Thank you, Alan. Marie Laure says, Insight Timer is also a very nice meditation app. Oh, okay, Marie. I'll have to try that one. Insight Timer. Okay, I'll write that one down. Let's see if there's any other questions here. I'm not seeing too many. Let me just get scrolled down here, guys. Sorry, I know it's late. I'm sorry. Pauline, I'm super excited for Vancouver. Me too, sweetie. Can't wait to see you there. And Anna Marie, yes, yes, yes. Love it. And you, thank you, Anna Marie. You're awesome. Justin, micro commitments. Exactly. David, nice to see you all. You are an Edmontonian as well. Yes, I am. Yes, I am an Edmontonian, David. Good for you. Glad to see you here. Nathan, 80-20 rule. Yep, okay. Yes, the 80-20 rule is very prevalent in business. Amanda, just out of Tony Robbins' biggest takeaway was failure is never from a lack of resources. It's a lack of resourcefulness. Absolutely. That is so true, guys. Tony Robbins, I have yet to see him live. I have to book it and go to an event of his because I've read all his books. I think he's just incredible. You know, sometimes we find leaders like that we really love, you know, like I'm a huge Tony Robbins fan, big Bob Proctor fan. Gotta love Gary Vee, you know, I mean, Grant Cardone, I really like too. I mean, these are some big names, but I mean, I would love to see all of them one day, and I will. But Tony Robbins is something I absolutely have to get to because I find that he gives so much practical, usable information in his books and in his, like I've seen a lot of, you know, his I'm Not Your Guru thing, and you know, we see a lot of clips of him at his actual conferences, and he's always giving away tangible takeaways, right? That's the great thing about Tony Robbins that I love. Pauline, it's true. Our education system is horrendous. Yes, it is. Corey, well put. Thank you. Amanda, those who can't do, teach. Yeah, sometimes that's sad, but it's the way it goes. Justin, they want stupid people. You're absolutely right, guys. Look, you guys, this world is easier to run when people are stupider, okay? Like the leadership, you know, governments and stuff like that, they want you to be uneducated because then you don't know what's good and what's bad. You don't know what you're missing in life. You don't know what's really what you deserve and what you should have, okay? So our education system across this country is very flawed. Across the world, you know, I'm in Canada. The U.S. is just as bad, you know what I mean, if not worse in a lot of cases. No offense, Americans, but your education system is very flawed. And I mean, it's breeding generations of stupid people. That's all it's doing. Stupid people who don't know anything about how to live a life, how to go beyond living and just paying bills. Like, that's just existing, guys. We're not just here to fucking pay bills, you know, and be stressed out and take hurried vacations and pay back credit. You know what I mean? We're here to thrive. We're here to enjoy. We're here to manifest amazing, incredible things. We're here to create. We're here to, you know, push the boundaries and ask the tough questions and wonder. You know what I mean? Like, man didn't just get to the fucking moon because we felt like it. We were determined, you know, I bet the first person who said, I want to be on the moon, I bet the first time those words were uttered, they were just considered as crazy as they would have been, you know, before we landed on the moon. You know, then we did it, right? Like, look what, you know, some of these new companies are doing, you know, like Elon Musk and some of these things. This is all creation from the human soul, right? It has nothing to do with the education. It was a passion. It's a burning desire, okay? That's what it is. Alan, choose what you learn. Absolutely. Alan, agree. Justin has given me some kind of YouTube link here. I'll check that out. Stephanie, man, gonna have to watch a replay to know what that was all about. I love it. Great, Stephanie. Courtney, how long did it take you to replace your old income? Just curious. Courtney, I've been in this business for 5 years, and I think I replaced my income. When I started out, guys, it was a lot harder, and I had to come up with a lot more money, and I had to set up a lot more crap than you guys have to do. But I haven't needed to work a full-time job in over 3 years. I used to have a little job working as a server because it was fun, you know, like it was kind of fun. And my man works out of town, so I'm home a lot alone, and it was like kind of got me out of the house and did a little bit of socializing, you know. But I definitely don't need it. I don't need a job, and I don't work one right now. Like I'm not. So you know, it takes different amounts of time for different people to replace their incomes because I don't know what everybody's making per month that they would need to replace, you know. Like I know there was a gentleman in our group, and his name's escaping me right now, which is crappy, but I think he quit his job in 52 days, and in order for him to quit his job, he needed to make $18,000 a month, and he did it in 52 days. Because as you guys probably know, a lot of the people here in Alberta who work in trades make pretty big money, right? So in order for them, like, this is one of the great things about affiliate marketing, and especially for people in the oil and gas industry, because the people in the, and I used to be in the oil and gas industry. After I was a correctional officer, I was a health and safety officer and an emergency medical responder on drilling rigs. And, you know, these are people who know what freaking hard physical work is. So when they find an opportunity to make oil and gas money online, like this is one of the very few businesses that can replace oil and gas money, because oil and gas money can be upwards of 200,000 or more a year, right? There's very few other opportunities where people can go and make that kind of money from home, right? So that's why oil and gas people have taken to this business, especially inside GAZ, so well, is because they realize, hey man, if I can make 20, 30 grand a month at home and I don't have to be out of town on some rig or in some camp living, and I can be at home with my wife and kids or whatever they have, they are so willing and ready to put in the work online to achieve the big numbers to get them the hell out of there, because they know what hard work is. And I'm not saying that other professions don't know hard work. The hard work is out there a lot, right? But I mean, you know, it's very prevalent here in Alberta inside of the oil and gas industry, especially when we're in tougher times with the oil and gas industry like we are now, because oil and gas is very boom and bust, right? Like I grew up in Fort McMurray. Fort McMurray is a boom and bust town, you know, like it gets big when you know, filled up with people and lots of jobs and lots of money, and then the bust happens and everybody doesn't know where to go. Well, you know what? Send them to direct marketing, send them to affiliate marketing, send them to GAZ, because they will put in the work and they will be successful. We have tons of oil and gas success stories. Stephanie, P.S. caught myself saying ciao today. Awesome. Janae, do you also add people to your personal page in an attempt to get organic leads? Yes, I do. I usually add 100 people per day. I send out 100 friend requests per day anyway, along with the organic traffic that Cody Harris has taught us. So don't forget to keep doing those organic things, guys. I keep doing them. I don't stop, you know. Roxy, love your passion. Thank you, Roxy. I love you, girl. Amanda, it was an amazing day. Tony Robbins, I bet. I can't even imagine. I can't wait to see him. Adeniran, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing this name wrong. Please, I want to know more about your business. I'll PM you later. Or actually send me a private message so that we can get going on that. Alan, do you use tools for the Facebook audience interest collection? Been playing with them for a couple months now, trying to upscale my local service for now. I have no idea what you're talking about, Alan. Do you use tools for the Facebook audience interest collection? I'm not even sure what that is, Alan, so maybe you can message me and I'll find out more about it, and maybe I can find out what it is and test it for you guys and give you some information on that. But right now, Alan, I have no clue what that is. Courtney Hall, is that Aaron? Is that Aaron who quit his job in 52 days? I can't remember his name right now, Courtney. I'm sorry. He probably wouldn't want me calling Courtney. I think Aaron Fraser is one of the guys who quit in a very short time. Oh, Fraser, Aaron Fraser. Yes, I think he did, but I'm not sure if he's the guy who quit in 52 days. I can't remember his name. Alan, okay, I'll message you later about it. Awesome. Okay, so I went through all the questions, guys. It is, what time is it? 10 to 10 my time, so it's probably late for you guys. I'm sorry. I know that my mastermind went long today because they wanted us to role play a phone call, and I was asked to role play the phone call, which I love doing. I love masterminding. You guys know that, but I am truly sorry that I got on so late tonight. But you know what? I did a yoga class today, and I did a step class today, and I need a shower. So I love and appreciate all of you guys. You guys know I want to give you value, so I hope I did. Give me some likes, give me some hearts. Let me know I gave you some value. You know, if you want to share this with anybody, share it, and share it like, you know, no tomorrow. I put myself out there for a reason. You know, and you share it on your Facebook page, your fan page, whatever you want to do. I don't care. If you think there's people who need to hear what I just said in the last hour, then please, by all means, share this. That's what it's here for. Okay. Alan, we thank you. Go get some rest. Much value, like always. Justin, thank you. Justin, you rock. Way to go on getting your level up hour today, Justin. You rock. Pauline, thank you. Thank you, Pauline. You're wonderful. Courtney, yes, thanks again for another great go live. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate you guys staying on with me. I know it's late. You could be doing a million other things on Thursday night other than listening to me. So I do value that you're here asking me questions and making me work for you. And I love to give value. So you guys have a wonderful, fantastic, awesome evening. Get some sleep. I will see you on my next go live, which I think will be tomorrow. And I love and appreciate all of you. Ciao for now.